Donald Trump Jr. has now found himself smack dab in the center of that investigation into his father taking place in New York. And nothing about that is surprising, actually, because the investigation is not just into Donald Trump Sr., the investigation also encompasses the entire Trump organization and their financials. So the reason Donald Trump Jr. is now getting roped into this is because, well, who do you think's been running the company for the last 4 years? So here's the fun part. Like this is where it all comes together here. Obviously, Donald Trump and the Trump organization are being investigated for possibly over-inflating values to banks in order to get loans. That would be bank fraud. Undervaluing properties when reporting to the tax authorities. That would be tax fraud. Maybe a combination of the two, maybe one or the other. Michael Cohen seems to think they did both of them, and Cohen was actually involved in it if it did happen. So that's where we're at. But now that we know Donald Trump Jr. Is also being targeted, I guess you would call it, in this investigation, that means that they have likely uncovered evidence to show that this practice didn't stop when Donald Trump Sr. became president. They may have enough evidence to tie it all the way through basically the entirety of the Trump organization. And if that's the case, it would likely eventually rope in younger brother Eric as well, who has been running the company with Donald Trump Jr. But Trump Jr. is the one who has the most communication with his father, Trump Sr. Trump Jr. is actually the guy in charge, or was the guy in charge, of being the gatekeeper between Donald Trump and his finances. Trump Jr. was effectively the blind trust that Trump put his finances in. So that's why Trump Jr. is a little bit more a person of interest, I guess, at this point, than Eric Trump would be. But I don't think for a second that Eric Trump is going to get away scot-free on this if, in fact, the Trump organization as an entity engaged in this kind of behavior. Another person who is also, according to new reports, at the center of these investigations is Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Allen Weisselberg. Weisselberg's name has been thrown around for years and years, mentioned in this investigation, that investigation, another investigation. The guy's no stranger to it. But again, if you're pulling in the financial officer, likely means you've got some evidence that financial crimes were likely committed, or at least you think you've got enough to prove that they were. So that would be why you would want to bring in the chief financial officer. So there you have it. That's the latest developments on all this. And I got to say, the last 2 weeks with those investigations up in New York, getting pretty interesting. Hopefully, we end up with some charges here pretty soon, because I think we're all watching this with bated breath at the moment, hoping that there's something in here to take down these jackasses. So, gotta wait and see though. One of today's video sponsors is Surfshark VPN, and right now they have an amazing offer for our Ring of Fire viewers. Just go to surfshark.deal/Ring of Fire, enter code Ring of Fire at checkout, and you'll get 83% off a 2-year subscription plus 3 months absolutely free. That comes to a grand total of $2.21 per month, and believe me, that is a very small price to pay for internet security. If you're not currently using a VPN, you leave yourself open to malware, to phishing scams, but Surfshark can cut down on all of that. Surfshark has a no logs guarantee, which means whatever you do online stays with you. It's not being sold to major corporations. You're not being tracked. Your online activity with Surfshark is absolutely secure and private. And that is a huge, huge benefit to using a VPN like Surfshark. And Surfshark is absolutely one of the best out there. So again, for 83% off a 2-year plan plus 3 months free, just go to surfshark.deal/Ring of Fire, enter code Ring of Fire at checkout, or even easier, just click on the link at the top of the video description below.